Let's talk to my panel about it. Jesse Weber, attorney and anchor for the Law and Crime Network. He is also a News Nation legal contributor. Misty Marris, trial attorney and legal analyst. And Johnna Spielberg, a criminal defense attorney and radio host. Before I go to you guys, let me play a piece of sound. This is from Wendy Williams herself, #2, talking about the guardianship.
There have been random people around you.
Stealing money from me.
Getting money, whatever the case may be.
Enough.
Can you tell me where your sister is?
No, I don't know the exact location of where she is.
I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life. My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
All right, Johnna, you handle some of these guardianships. Is it as dangerous and random as Diane Diamond is suggesting?
So Diane made a very interesting point. We do handle them. And typically, a client will come to us because a family member is taking advantage of another family member, and there's no other way to stop it unless there's a conservatorship. Diane said something that really struck me. She said, look, oftentimes the independent attorneys that are assigned to protect the conservatee are friends of the judges in these cases, right? Because that's something that I hadn't thought of. My feeling is the conservatees are really protected because you get evaluators that are appointed, you get independent attorneys that are appointed, and then you do your thing on behalf of the person who wants to get the guardianship. That could be an area that is really being underreported and exploited. So that really struck me.
Are you friends with a lot of the judges who appoint you?
Always going to be on their good side.
You know, the thing is, too, they're reviewed every year. So it's not like this is just for an extended period of time. There are choices that they're making.
And there's supposed to be a representative there for the person, right? But this became, in the Britney Spears case, a question about that.
You know, I want to just make this clear. I think you have to have what's the best interest for Wendy Williams here. Because the reason I say this, there was such a fanfare to get Britney released, Britney released. You look at Britney Spears now, it is a question of whether she still needs someone watching after.
If you follow her on
Instagram, I don't mean to be mean, but I think so. When you talk about Wendy Williams, it really is what is the best interest for her, who should be watching out there.
But there are all these different levels of guardianship, right? I mean, it doesn't always have to be that their entire life, that all their finances, that all their medical decisions, everything, you can make it so that, okay, we just think the financials need to be protected or whatever the case is.
You're absolutely right. And the laws in New York are actually geared towards that even more so. It's supposed to be the least invasive amount of assistance necessary until you get to the point of what's called a plenary guardianship. That's in New York. That's where you basically acquiesce all of your rights in controlling both your life and finances. Sounds like that's where she is now. The record's sealed, so we don't actually know all of the details that led to this. And I agree with you, Jesse. It's really what's in the best interest, but it does seem a little disturbing in this case that her family is being cut out and has zero involvement, if that's true.
All right, everyone's going to stick around.